Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Donjo number BF 135SL. This is a hole filler, is what it is. It's a rather unusual hole filler in the world of hole fillers, except that if you are trying to fill a hole of a lever lock, yeah, you're going to need a larger plate. So unusual in the sense that it has such a large diameter. Made of steel. That's a silver. I would imagine it's a powder coat paint. No doubt it's powder coat. This has a 3 3/4. Well, pardon me. It'll cover a 3 3/4 hole, but the diameter is only about 3 5/8. So we're just measuring what's here. Yeah, 3 9/16 is what I'm seeing. A thread, a machine screw, obviously, down into the threaded post that's here. This will handle doors, maybe up to about 2 inch thick at the most. Obviously, for 1 3/4 thick doors. Let's take a look at the extended description information, and to do so, let's switch our view to the screen view. So this is the item that we're looking at, and we have a template here. Yeah, 3 5/8 outside diameter. That makes sense. That's what we measure. You'll note that it has a couple of 100,000ths diameter indents in 2 places. I can't really imagine what that's for, because you would normally see those indents on a filler plate when you have, if you have a 2 1/8 inch round hole in a door, well, what you really have is, oh wow, I'm awful. Okay, if that's supposed to be a 2 1/8 inch hole, you'll have those 2 little semicircles at 9 and 3 o'clock. Why this plate has that, I don't know why it does. The only thing I can think of would be if we're going to pull up a template of a lock set, let's say a Schlage AL series lock set template index. I'm thinking if we're doing an AL series or an ND series, you've got 2 3/4 from here to here, plus half of 5. So you're going to have 2 3/4. You're going to have 3 1/16 outside dimension from top to bottom of those through bolt holes. That's where you would use this size plate. That would certainly make sense. But having those indents on there, I have no idea why. I do not know why those are there, because those indents have a center to center of about 3 1/4, and that's just not. They're not in the right place. So regrettably, I can't add to why those indents would be there. I can imagine you're going to need to be, an 18 gauge steel door is not going to dent when you're tightening this plate together. I might think you're going to need to get in there and grind those down to make those go away. There may be an application where where those are necessary, but it does not come to mind for me. That template does tell us it's 16 gauge or 60 thousandths. 16 gauge is very, very close to 60 thousandths. However, my caliper tells me that the material is 063. That would be 16 gauge. 063. Polished brass, prime coat, and then silver. And that polished brass is going to be a You know, it may be a plating over steel, or it may be powder coat, but I'm tempted to say it's a plating. Then there's the product catalog. Before we get there, covers up to a 3 3/4 hole. Yeah, I don't think so. Cover up to a 3 1/4 hole, maybe. Let's take a look at the product catalog and see if there's a typo at hand. We're dealing with a BF-135. Covers up to a 3 3/4 hole. It most certainly does not. Maybe 3.5 if you were really stretching it. I don't know what lock you would have that would require such a large hole. You know, there's hardware that have unusual hole sizes, function holes for exit device trim, but I can't think of a lock that's going to take a cylindrical lock, certainly. So anyway, be mindful. We've discovered a bit of a deviation in that regard. Other filler holes, other filler plates are here. The BF-161, of course, is going to be the absolute classic and common model. 2 5/8 diameter, and that's going to cover a 2 1/8 inch hole. So if we're following that same logic, that would be 3 1/4 inch hole. So if the 2 5/8 diameter covers a 2 1/8 hole, that's a 1/2 of an inch. So if we change that to 3 1/4 inch on our front end, I think we would be in real good shape there. Change it to 3 1/4. And in fact, I will go ahead and do that. Back to the product catalog. The PDF 161. Now that is a filler plate that you need. If your client says, I need a filler plate, you do need to find out what they're removing to fill the hole of. Was it a cylindrical lock or was it a panic device? So if they had a panic device, you want this one that's clipped on the sides, because the exit device head case needs to fit over that plate, and you got a lot better chance at it fitting over the PDF 161 than you do one of these. Back, you know, at the very early part of my career, I wasn't aware of that these existed. Client needed to remove exit devices and blank out holes, and I sent him these, and he says, yeah, they worked, but just so you know, that's the wrong one. And I looked it up and found, yeah, I did not know these exist. If you're blanking off an 1.5 diameter deadbolt like Schlage or Kwikset has had one, that BF 178 would be a good option for you. Lots of other filler and conversion plates in this product catalog, and this is indeed their filler plates, mounting tabs, and signs subsection of their full catalog. A lot of filler plates that you'll use in steel doors and steel frames, you'll be able to go through here. If you're taking out an electric strike or converting it to a lock set prep with a non-electrified deployment. Hinge reinforcing plates, plenty of them here for you to review. Other material that you would use in a hollow metal shop, anchors and glazing channel and reinforcing plates, etc. Signage down here near the bottom as well. Okay, let's finish up this video on camera, but before we do that, there's the link to the manufacturer's page. Now that link is nice because it will allow you to review all of the Danjo products we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. But what's nice about this page is it breaks up all of those several and many sections of the full product catalog and will allow you to review only those sections. And if you know the name Danjo at all, it's very likely for their wraparound plates or their latch protectors. But it's awfully handy to know that they do more than just those two items that they're most notorious for. Strike plates, a comprehensive offering of different strike plates, especially extended lip strikes. Push and pull hardware, you know, trim and auxiliary. They will do ladder pulls. I don't sell a lot of those, but we have in the past. Pivots as well. Let's finish up this video on camera. In conclusion, the name Danjo is synonymous with all of that different types of hardware. They are a good company that I like. I am proud to be a distributor for. They're a pretty simple, no-nonsense company. You call them up. Generally, the person who answers the phone can do everything that you can possibly ask them. Provide technical support, tell you where your order is, check stock, general things of that nature. They do a good job at it, and they make it look simple, and they keep it simple. So we appreciate that. Any questions on their BF 135 in an SL or silver finish, hole filler, or any other Donjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.